Hello, Chlorophyll's the name, Sims is the game. Let's get back to it. So, I built the rest of this house in the last part. Go check out part 1. This is part 2. So, I'll have it linked in the card and in the description if you want to go check that out. Anyway, we are on to the inside of this house, and here is where I open up the floor so that there's just a giant wall of windows. And so, there is that. And it's very airy inside. I have a really hard time lighting that corner though. You'll see me get to that struggle later. But part of the like big issues with this house is the size of the interior, because as you can see, I've taken out two different sections of the upstairs, and so now the upstairs is quite small. And so I figure the only real place for a bedroom is downstairs, right here where I am putting it right now. And so I put in the bedroom, and there's actually a master bathroom attached there, and then there's another bathroom downstairs. There's no bathrooms upstairs. There just really wasn't any room. And so I do a second bathroom downstairs, that's where it is, and then there's actually a laundry downstairs, which I never remember to put laundries in, and I remember to put a laundry in here, so I am proud of myself. Anyway, so I'm going through just trying to figure out which door is going to match with the light wood I've used for the doors, and it's the Get Famous door. I would prefer to use the modern door, but the lighter palette of it doesn't match. It's a little too yellow, so I have to use the Get Famous ones. Anyway, now I'm going through and putting in lights, just trying to light up the place. I'm trying to be careful not to put the lights anywhere where they would be floating, and I believe I succeed. So there's that. And then for the walls, I didn't want it to be too bright in here. I wanted to ground it a little bit, so I actually used some dark gray stone walls, those guys right there. And I think it really gives the place, kind of it's still light, but it's also cool, like that cool stone. Sorry if you hear a bell or any meowing or me talking to the cat, because the cat is here. He's now on my desk. He may try to go for the keyboard, but we will find out. Anyway, I'm going around and putting in lights outside as well, because I figure if you're having, a pool party, you're gonna want the outside to be plenty lit. So that is what I'm doing. And I end up going overboard with these standing lights, and I switch a lot of them out for the flat pool lights, because the flat pool lights work just fine outside of a pool, and like you might step on them, but I'm pretty sure nothing's bad's gonna happen if you step on them. I think I'm talking like real life, because I definitely see them in real life where they're just these flat little lights in the ground, and I don't. They seem pretty like sturdy, so I think it'll be fine. I just didn't want the place to be dark, so I'm going around and adding in the lights. I end up adding some stairs out by the back door, so that you can reach the ground. I didn't want it to be like you're stuck up there and you have to go walk around the same way you would have gone if you just went out the front door. So I added in those stairs, and then this is the bedroom. The views in the bedroom maybe aren't the best as if, it was at the back of the house, but I thought that they were still okay views. Like, you can see the street, but also out that way is just kind of like the mountainside, so it's not so bad. Anyway, I made sure to add in lots of curtains to this build. I wanted to see if I could get the curtains to be big enough to go up 2 stories, but they just kind of looked funny when I sized them up, so I didn't do that. You playing with my strings, little kitty? He's so sweet. I love him very much. Anyway, we are on to the kitchen, and in the kitchen I use actually these base game counters, but they added a new color, not recently I'd say, but a while ago, and I haven't really used it that much, and now I'm using it. A problem I ran into though is they didn't add that color for the bar that goes with these, and so I was confused on what to do. I ended up using a different bar that I thought matched, but it doesn't make sense that they didn't add in the matching color for the bar. So maybe they did and I just missed it? I don't know. Anyway, right here I wanted to do a shelf so that the trash can could be, kind of hidden away and have its own spot, but the shelf didn't work. And so I was like, well, okay. And I didn't end up putting it in. Anyway, this is about done with the kitchen. I add in a fruit bowl, and I think later on I add in a plant up top, but then we'll be on to the bar, which is actually around the corner by all those windows, and you'll see me add it in here in a second. I end up for the dining table using like one of those taller dining tables that came with Dine Out. I wish there were more of those, they're so cool, but there's not, which is unfortunate. because it's nice to be able to use bar stools with them because there's some really nice bar stools, and I thought it was more appropriate for this kind of house. Uh, can can children sit in bar stools? I think they can. I think children can sit on bar stools. Yeah, they can. There's a very distinct image in my head right now of a child using bar stool in The Sims. So children can sit in this house. I don't know where you would keep a child in this house, seeing as there's only one bedroom. Maybe, I don't know, expand the house? I don't know what you do. Anyway, there's the bar I was talking about before, and then you'll see me put in the dining table. And an issue I had here, I was talking about earlier, is that corner. It doesn't look so dark now that it's daytime, but at nighttime it's just so shadowy. See that? It's so shadowy. And I go through and I use so many different lights to try to brighten it, and it just won't brighten. And eventually what I find is it's actually an issue with my game, since I'd been playing for so long, because I built this all in one sitting. Um, my game just kind of stopped loading in light properly, and when I booted it back up, it was better. So you'll see the cut here in a second, because you see me struggling so much trying to get that place just to be a little bit brighter. And then it's like really dark up by the tops of those windows. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just so dark. Like, see? It's incredibly dark, and I try to brighten it, and it just doesn't work. I don't think I ever really get it brighter, but eventually there's that. And then as you can see, it's a lot brighter now when I come back. I think my game just wasn't loading in the light, so that's better. Although I believe it's still, yeah, it's still super dark up at the top of those windows, but you're not really going to be looking up there too much, and it's not super noticeable when you're actually up there, so I don't worry about it. I don't know how I would have fixed it if I had worried about it, so it's better this way. Anyhow, let's see, what do I do next? Added another one of those big lights, and I sized them down. It was just so dark, and I figured if I use those lights, because those are super bright lights. Oh, I do the bedroom next. Okay, so yeah, this is where the bedroom is. I put the bed at an angle because I didn't really see anywhere else to put it that wouldn't get in the way of like the curtains or doors or something, so I put it at an angle. And there's me adding in that pot plant. I actually lower it enough so that it just looks like it's in a pot and there's no stands under it. And yeah, I really like the look of the green with the light wood tones and the stone. I thought it looked very natural and very neutral. So, you know, I really like neutrals. Anyway, we're doing the bathroom. I was kind of sporadic while building this. Like, I kept going around and, like, focusing on different parts. I've been building that way for my bigger project where I just kind of, like, hop between builds, like, full builds. And I hop between rooms in the builds, and I've not been like super focused on one specific part of anything, which is probably why I don't finish bigger projects, is because it's a lot faster to just focus on one thing and get that one thing perfect and then, work on the next thing. But I'm having a better time doing it more, sporadically. So that is what I'm doing. Anyway, this bathroom's about done. I thought it looked really nice, that the orange tree there. I thought the orange was a nice little pop of color, and the green really added some life into this very, stone bathroom. Anyway, we're back to the bedroom. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yes, we are. Okay, and I added in a green rug because I thought it matched the green of the plants quite well, and I didn't want to use another like white rug because I use white rugs literally everywhere else in this build. So I thought the green rug was a nice change of pace. Anyhow, I think we're about done with the bedroom. I add in like a little, I don't know what it is exactly. It's that thing. I guess it's like lotion and perfume and a box. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be, but I thought it looked kind of cool. It's a nice little detail. I can see it existing. It's not like I don't know what it is. I just don't know what I'd call it. I really like the warmness those lights add to the room. I thought it was nice, and they're like candle lights, so it'd be a nice little like mood lighting, I guess. Although there are those big lights, but if you turned off the big lights and only had the little candles on, it'd look really nice. This is the first build ever, I'd say, that I've remembered to add in laundry. Oh my god. Laundry. I always forget it exists, and then I'm like, why did I buy this pack? If I'm never going to use laundry, what's the point? But there are just so many good things in Laundry Day that I guess it makes up for it, but I need to remember to put laundries in my builds. I know not everyone has laundry, and so it's nice to not have it, and every time I've played, I've not used laundry. Like, I only had it the last time I played The Sims, and I forgot that time, and so I was like, well, so next time I actually have a family in this game, I better remember to do laundry. because it's just another thing to do, and I run out of things to do so quickly with each sim, and then I don't want to do the next generation because I've literally gone through every aspiration and like most of the skills that I care about. And so if I remember to add in laundry, at least there will be another day-to-day thing that my Sims have to take care of. There's like the gardens, but you know, you only spend so long tending for a garden unless the garden is literally a giant field, which I keep being tempted to do. I want to make a sim who gets rich off rose gardens and just has this giant rose garden. I think that'd be pretty neat, but I just, you know, gardening is so much more complicated since seasons came out. You can't get plants to like evolve. I don't know if that's just how it's supposed to be, but literally like hundreds and hundreds of in-game days, and my sim was only able to upgrade their plants to like the third level. And I know that there's a lot more levels than just three, so yeah, gardening is hard. Anyway, this is the other bathroom. And I figured it was important to have two bathrooms if they were going to throw parties here because you don't really want people going in and out of the master bedroom. So I made sure to add in the second bedroom. I do not keep this bar, and part of me wonders if I should have, considering this is kind of a party house. There's just one tiny bar over by the kitchen, and then I don't think I actually remember to put in more bars outside because, you know, it's a pool party place. You'd probably want some bars around the place. But I figure maybe what happens is they have those portable bars and people just set up. So, you know, I thought about making that another bedroom, but then I was like, it's kind of really open and the balcony's out there. People are going to be hanging out on the balcony. And so I just make it a hot tub. And I think it'd be really nice because, like, you wouldn't be in the pool when it's raining or something like that. But if it was raining, it'd be colder outside and the hot tub would be warm and it's covered. And so you could just sit in there when it's all cool outside and be all warm or at night. I think it's a cool space. Anyway, I realized that these bookshelves are slightly too high, so I moved them down and I added in those grates because I figured, you know, pools they tend to like slosh over a little bit, especially if it's a little windy out, and so you wouldn't want the whole pool area to be super wet. So I added in those grates. It I know that's not a thing that happens in The Sims, but they do have the detail, so I figured I'd use it. And then this here is the main living room, I'd say. It has the TV. The one downstairs is just kind of a sitting space, but this one has a TV and it has a big coffee table. And I struggle so much trying to figure out what to put on these tables because I put the plants around the tables, and so I was kind of hesitant to use more plants. I end up using a plant on one of them, and then on the other, I believe I do a book stand sort of thing. It's the one from City Living. I really like that book stand. It looks so nice. I wish it came in more designs other than just the elephants, but it does not. You may notice right there that there's a second fan. I do remember to get rid of it by the time I get to screenshots. I just totally didn't notice it until then, so don't worry about that. Also, the fan that does stay is above the or is below the glass ceiling or the glass roof or whatever it is. And I figure it might just be suspended from there. It's because it looks like it's floating, but in my head it works just fine. So don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm adding in more plants because I really like the pops of green around the place. I think it really adds to the look. It makes it seem more natural and more alive. And so I think that's important. And then I believe I go out to this balcony. Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. And I put in these lounge chairs, which I was so sad. The lounge chairs, they don't really come in wood tones. They're just kind of come in those like cheap plastic tones. And I don't know if there's a second one or if it's just that one lounge chair. But I was so sad because I wanted to do like light wood tones so that it wasn't just white like everything else. But there wasn't a palette for that, so I just went with the white. And over here, I'm just trying to find something to put in this corner. I ended up doing just a plant. I thought about doing more, but I figured, you know, it's kind of weird. Like the sitting space is literally right inside, and then you have these big lounge chairs. So I don't see why you'd be sitting back in that corner. So I didn't bother with it. Over here, I put in some picnic tables so that, you know, maybe if you're having a grill sort of party, have plenty of spots for people to sit. And then out by the pool, you gotta have lawn. I could talk. You have to have Oh my god, you have to have lounge chairs. I kept saying lawn chairs. You have to have lounge chairs by the pool in a build like this. Like, that's just so glamorous, I guess. It's so nice to just, like, imagine, like, Sims sitting there and just chilling by the pool. It'd be so nice, honestly. These pool parties, I imagine, are fantastic. Anyway, I think here in a second, no, not yet. I add in chairs around that upper level because you gotta have plenty of seating. You know, there's got to be room for people to sit just in case they're sick of being in the pool. You know, you can only stand being in the pool for so long. I mean, I can only stand being in the pool for so long. I don't know if other people have the same problem. And then down over by the other side is where I actually put the grill, right there. I thought it was kind of weird to hide it away around the corner there, so I put it over there, and then I add more trash cans, so I don't know how much the trash cans inside will actually be used. I figure they'd be good for the kitchen, but, you know, the other ones will probably be better for outside. Anyway, here we are. We're in the screenshots. You're going to see me go through all of the rooms here. And I'm actually really happy with how this build turned out. I really like those tall windows and the gray walls, and you know, it might sound a little full of myself, but I am proud and I'm going to let myself have that. So, as we go through screenshots, I'm going to go ahead and do my send off. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, remember to subscribe, and go get some sunshine. I'll see you next time.